Welcome into a new KSR Rapid Reaction presented by Friends of Cole. I'm Nick Roush. He's Adam Luckett. Friends of Cole, Kentucky.org. Cole's resilient, reliable, and affordable. Check out Friends of Cole, Kentucky.org. They sponsor all of our rapid reactions. And Luckett, we just did a podcast yesterday. We had to take off the 11 personnel podcasting equipment and just go straight Friends of Cole, KSR Rapid Reaction, because we talked about quite a bit. Like, hey, there's nothing coming out about this defensive coordinator hire. There's something going to happen. Is there going to be any smoke? Bam. We KSR cursed into existence. Good job, Luckett. We did it. We did it.
Yeah, the last coordinator hire happened while we were on air.
Yeah.
Just missed this one. But we mentioned in the last episode, like, you got to be fast, but not in a hurry. These things need to happen. This was a big, I think, domino to fall, Nick, on the defensive side, because then now you can start building, putting pieces together, and the defensive coordinator will be in on it. And it's a guy, I think, what people wanted was obviously the recruiting, which we'll get to, the box Bateman checks there, but also older SEC experience, all of that stuff.
A lot of box.
It's a guy without a direct tie to Will Stein. Like, there's not one clear, obvious tie here that links him to the new Kentucky head coach. So all these things, it's like, interesting. I see what he's doing here. And you kind of, we're getting more than just concepts of a plan. We're actually starting to see what the idea is.
Well, and you mentioned it yesterday. It sounds like they're taking a swing. This is a swing. Now, granted,
absolutely.
He was – Mike Elko's a defensive-minded head coach, so when you're the DC for a defensive-minded head coach, you don't get all the credit, but you get a lot of the blame. But he was getting paid $1 million at Texas A&M, where in his first year, the defense was not good. It was, if you want to hear an amusing press conference, listen to Mike Elko after, I want to say it was the Vegas Bowl that they played in, and he just basically –
Against SC,
I think he just called them dog shit. I think that was his verbatim, like, we suck at everything, we're the worst. But look at, they're getting a sitting defensive coordinator from another SEC school. It's a big deal. And
on the surface, right? Yeah.
Second, we know kind of where Kentucky fans, what they want to see from a defense right now. Stylistically, there's a lot of anger. Our friend South End Josh, he had it was like an 8-sentence term for it, where it was passive aggressive, soft zone, BS. Like, it was like this huge. People are very upset with the way that Mark Stoops was stylistically playing defense. And if Pete can pull up the graphic that I sent him here, the little spider web chart, it's clear that Will Stein is practicing what he preaches. He said he did not want to bend, don't break style. And this illustrates it, right? If you look down, here's what they're good at. They're good at creating havoc. You see that in the top left corner, great at creating havoc. The success rate's great against the pass. They're great against the pass. But the explosive plays, they're an aggressive style. When you play aggressive, you're going to get burnt over the top. Like, that's sort of the give and take. They were first in the SEC in sacks this year, tied with Oklahoma at 41, and then they were second behind the Sooners in tackles for loss. So, it's clear that this is a style that fits what Kentucky football fans want to see, and I think it does kind of mesh with what Stein wants as an aggressive offensive play caller, right? If you're going to live on the edge of your seat, live that way the whole time.
Right, absolutely. I think just in general, just the mode, or like their method and their identity, is just going to be different. This has kind of been a 3-3, 3-4 type defense, Nick. They play a nickel, but it's more of a safety where they want to hunt, tackle for losses. It's a big simulated pressure defense.
Those are fun.
When Bateman was at Florida, Ron Roberts was their defensive coordinator last year. It was the golden boy, Austin Armstrong, before that. But Roberts is kind of the king of simulated pressures. He worked with Dave Aranda for a long time, and that's kind of what they do. And that's kind of what you're going to see Bateman do. To me, the style of defense he plays is aggressive, but I wouldn't call it reckless.
It's not third and Grantham.
Yeah, it's not Bob Redman defense, play man on the
Oh,
outside and just bring everyone else.
man, that's a callback right there. There's some 40-year-olds in Louisville whose ears just perked up.
Yeah, the quarterback's back to the quarterback and just running man coverage, and we're bringing engage 8.
Yeah.
It is not that. It is they are gonna we'll take chances. They're gonna try to create negatives. They want to get you in third and long, and then let the third down and long distant let them hunt. And I just sent it to Peak. I've kind of got his stat profile from North Carolina and A&M, and it's not necessarily. I wouldn't say it's the best. Just statistically, the numbers at Carolina things fell off a cliff for him, as you can see after the COVID season. A&M, it's kind of lost in translation, Nick. It's kind of hard to handicap this A&M thing because I've seen reports that he didn't call plays in 24, and I've seen that he didn't. Billy Lucci is saying he did, so I would roll with that.
Yeah.
He's saying that basically Elko took over in 25. So in 24, like I look at this success rate across the board, outside of the one awful season at Carolina, they typically they want to win down by down. So they're willing to take chances. They will willing to give up big plays. But he had a top 25 defense in the SEC at least one of those years. So that's kind of where you're getting. I think stylistically, he fits kind of what Stein told us was basically don't believe in bend, but don't break. We're going to take chances. And that's kind of what you're getting. You're going to get a different, I think, style of defense here. But to me, like the most important thing to realize here is that this is Kentucky. We is Kentucky.
Yeah.
You're not checking both boxes. You're not going to get a great recruiter, a proven recruiter, and a great proven defensive coordinator. You're going to have to pick one or the other. And I think what Kentucky's done here is they, similar to the Joe Sloan hire, Nick, they are prioritizing recruiting here. We can get into it, but Bateman was maybe A&M's one of their best recruiters. He was a great recruiter for Napier at Florida. He was a very good recruiter at North Carolina. He's got deep ties to the DMV. He did some good things in Texas, did some things to Florida.
Yeah.
Florida had 3 linebackers playing this season in the rotation. I believe 2 were from Florida. 1 was from the DMV, Aaron Childs, all by Jay Bateman. And so he's really going to make an impact for them recruiting, similar to kind of Sloan here. So Stein got up there and said he gave the whole recruiting thing, can't win without good players, yada, yada, yada. Like, all coaches do, but actions speak louder than words here.
Yeah.
I mean, 2 of these big actions, like, they're not going and getting let's find the best scheme or X and O coach. I think here.
Let's get ball players.
Let's get guys who are going to get the studs in the program.
They said it. They said the studs. But there is because that's the other part too that I'm sure there's some people out there thinking, Texas A&M had a pretty good defense this year, but would you look at the talent they have out there? Where it makes it difficult to discern exactly how that will translate over because obviously Kentucky doesn't have the same defensive talent right now, right? Like that's clear. So Stein has went out and hired guys to upgrade that talent. And what were we hammering, beating home yesterday? Especially when we were talking about offensive line. There is some structural recruiting issues with this program where that really propped up Stoops for a while, and it took some time, and then he gets over the finish line, and then you have that awesome run there. There's a lot less patience in this day and age because of the transfer portal, but there still is Kentucky has a talent issue. I mean, they looked like a 5-7 team out there. There's one all SEC player, there's just there was a talent problem.
The high school recruiting just hasn't been good enough. I mean, we can call what I want. I think that 24 class, like we've talked about, I feel like a million times, that you need more classes that look like that. The big problem is they had a stretch there really from 20 through 23.
Yeah.
Where outside of the 22 class was trending that way. And then everything kind of imploded on them. But around that, the recruiting just hasn't been good enough. And that's really how you fix it. Like you talk about the star power. If Kentucky's going into the portal, Nick, every year saying, we've got to get our all SEC players here.
Yeah, you're not going to find him. I mean,
well, buddy, you're going to be in for a long day at the office because that's going to be hard and expensive to find.
yeah.
And so, like, the best way to do it is via high school recruiting. And so, I think here with Bateman and Sloan, you should be excited about what the bump this could give. I think their high school recruiting operation. I know everyone's excited about the portal, but for me, they're putting pieces in place, I think, Nick, to really make a splash here in this 27 class. Once we get past the portal stage and that starts to pick up, I really think they're going to be in position to make a splash in this 27 class.
The other part of this too, like it, and I mentioned it off the jump, you get a sitting defense coordinator from another SEC school. Just say the programs out loud that are leading Kentucky's team right now. Oregon, A&M, LSU. I think they know organizationally how to operate
right
in a successful program. That how you do anything is how you do a horse for a while when it comes to a lot of things. You're getting people who have seen winning at the highest level, and you're bringing them into your program to create a winning culture. That's important. That's important. So just it feels good. Feels like there was a little bit of a burden on Big Blue Nation's shoulders because there was some anxiety, some stress about what Kentucky was going to do with this defensive coordinator. And, you know, I think it's impossible to check every box for every person, but I think this is going to check a lot of boxes for a lot of Kentucky football fans, Mr. Lockett.
Yeah, 100,000%. And I think just these are some, again, I think these are some aggressive swings by Stein because you can poke holes in both of these candidates, but there is a clear skill set I think each brings to the table.
Now we just got to make sure that everybody can eat. Feed those studs. That's Adam Luckett. I'm Nick Roush. This has been a KSR Rapid Reaction.